Should be an excellent day. If you're going to be today, remember this is a great job to do it. This is a fast cycle track. We're looking at slightly over 5 laps. Roughly speaking, we're getting to 5 day. It's a nice total run. All the best when you're with our best.
Well, good morning and welcome to Leicester for another fantastic day of 5k racing. This is the Sports Shoes Podium Classic in collaboration with Hocker, and with 6 races to come this afternoon, all starting in about 6 minutes time. We're set for PBs and fast racing across the course. Lots of athletes expected, over 500 entries. This is how things will shape up through this afternoon's programme. The first race, as I say, at 12 o'clock, going in just a few minutes time before we round off with the elite races, starting at 2 p.m. with the elite men. Some big names in the elite men's race, including Nave Nordos, Per Svela, Ocean Perrin, also young Welsh star going in that elite men's race. And then when we head to the elite women, we've got Emily Haggard-Kearney, the fastest in the field, Eloise Walker and Elise van der Elst, all going in that. Athletes looking for something like sub 15:30, maybe even pushing closer to 15 flat. It would be very exciting if we would see something like that today. So this is the Leicester Cycle Circuit. If you've never been here before or weren't here for last year's Podium Festival, which we had 12 races, it was a brilliant afternoon of action. We will run slightly more than 5 laps. It's a 1 kilometre circuit, there or thereabouts. So they will be running in an anti-clockwise direction. So they'll start on that red dot, finishing at the white dot after just over 5 laps. So the first race we have, race 1, will feature a total of 97 entries. University of Birmingham are here in their droves. Look, don't miss those vests. Plenty of local vests and vests from further afield. Athletes coming from Scotland down south. Perfectly positioned course here in Leicester. Seen lots of quick racing. These are the entries for this first race. Difficult to know who's here. Obviously athletes enter, they may or may not be here. We'll always going to get some dropouts. You can't prevent that from happening, really. But these are some of the names we'll see on the course. 97, all lining up. Should be quick. A lot of the athletes today will be hoping for some still conditions. We saw earlier in the week, and certainly last week, some good weather, but with some wind and rain over Wednesday, Thursday and a bit of Friday, it was nice to see some sunshine this morning.
Race 1, you're gathering onto the Sport Shoes march. Race 1.
So that's all the athletes we expect to see on the start list. Great to have Hocker's support here for this Sports Shoes Podium Classic. Some youngsters, some more experienced heads on the start list, on the start line, and a couple of youngsters there from Coventry G'day, the Harriers, Birchfield vest, the Loughborough vest in the background. Is that a Leeds City vest? Having a wave for the camera. All very civilised on the start line. Got to be careful that you don't go off too hard. Wind-wise, we are certainly around 5 metres per second in terms of the wind. Athletes in this sport know the wind very well. When we get towards 3 o'clock later, it'll be about the same, not much difference. So we can expect some gusts of up to 11 metres per second, which is up to 24 miles an hour. So could be a bit breezy today. The athletes will tell you, you'll see it in their faces, we'll see it from the banners going around. But this is the first race of the Sports Shoes Podium Classic here at the Leicester Cycle Circuit. Great to be back here. So many quick races we've seen on this course in the last couple of years. Brilliant venue. How quick will we see these athletes go? The athletes just having a bit of a briefing on the start line. Fingers on watches, you know, if it's not on Strava or Garmin after this, it doesn't count. Off they go on the hooter, away. So looking for some quick times from these athletes, and we're already seeing the athletes go off at a steady pace here. So these athletes will be looking for something under 20 minutes for sure. Looking at those athletes on the start line on paper for certain. And there we have with I think wearing 545 Mahmoud Rustai in the light blue, already getting to the front, and then already, going around this first loop and this first bend, being led by young Coventry athlete, number 567, that's Sirac Daniel, and on his shoulder in these opening exchanges is Gabriel Pochleski on that cap and setting that early pace. So Mark Hardy is there just behind them, and lots of Loughborough vests we can see. The African Violet of Loughborough Strong. Seeing the Birmingham vest of Isabel Cunningham. Isabel Cunningham somewhere towards the middle of that lead pack, but we're still being led here by Sirac Daniel. Only 16 years of age, the young Coventry Godiva Harriers athlete, and has ran close to 18 minutes in park run on the track. Last year ran 17:58. Good for a young 16-year-old to have got exposure to a 5,000 metres on the track. So he's leading this in a minute. We'll see when they come round for that first kilometre checkpoint. It's roughly a kilometre. We'll be given a pace for him and give an indication if they can maintain that pace of just how quick they'll go. So everybody racing hard here. Nobody's gone off really too quickly, but for young Sirac Daniel, he's set the pace following that bike. You just have to settle into the music, and there's their check of the watch. Athletes just seeing what sort of pace they're on. Are they going too quickly? For somebody like him, if he wanted to run a 17:45, let's say, would be looking for 3:33 per kilometre. That would be a good personal best for him. So if he goes. Got Eve Bailey was in there, and just seen who else was flashing past. And Lottie Hemmings, is that a City of Norwich vest? And Kevin Lynn, good to see him here. A couple of these athletes towards the back of this group, just going steady. Doug Rattray is there, Cheltenham Harrier vest, and just coming through about 3:39-ish. We're looking to go through. That's the arch, the Podium Classic arch, as athletes come through. A bit of smoke going through there. So around 3:40, 3:45 to conclude that first lap. So they're setting off nicely, and it'd be good for young Sirac Daniel to have a bit of support here. He's out on his own. You sometimes get this in these races where we're having to grade them on personal best. Maybe an athlete's had a big improvement in the last couple of months of training, and that can sometimes mean that you'd like to be in a slightly faster race, but it's great exposure for him at only 16 years of age to be leading a big field here. Just coming through on the left-hand side, this Mela Quat. She's just coming through, and it's still Sirac Daniel there. Dominic Quinn is in second place at the minute, and there we have Matt Savage still in contention around about 50s. Mark Hardy. So these athletes will be trying to run a fast time, but there's also the accolade of winning a podium race, which in this day and age is a big achievement. So we're seeing Sirac Daniel there, just looking over to the right hand side, seeing who's watching on. Following that pace bike nicely, not quite taking the inside curb on the race line. I think the good thing about him at the minute, he looks very relaxed in his shoulders and his face. He doesn't look too phased. Well, could he be on to something very, very quick? About halfway round this second lap. So it looks like Dominic Quinn has found himself in second place, clear now. So still a long way to go, and behind him Matt Savage with that cap on and the blue vest with the yellow sash. There he is. Well, I mentioned about the wind, some of the gusts that we'd be having, and there is certainly some gusts here. You pretty much can't get a flatter 5 kilometres off-road anywhere else in England at the minute. Just see Lucy Hillary on the left-hand side, shoulder to shoulder with Lewis Parker. And the good thing about these big fields is that athletes are almost naturally finding themselves in groups. Is 7:01 at the end of the second lap, so pacing nicely through about 2 kilometres for leader Sirac Daniel. At the minute, a lot of these athletes with good support on the course. We're going to see even more turn up later on as we get towards our final 2 races. We have a race every half an hour, and each half an hour the races are going to get quicker and quicker. And Sirac Daniel now, at the start of this third lap, is pushing on and has a big lead here. He'll be wondering just how quick will this be. Aiming for something well under 18 minutes here. He is on course to do just that. So the athletes on the left-hand side there, you can just see being led by number 534, which is Dominic Quinn. He's in second place. Second, third and fourth have found themselves in a really nice spot here, whereas the man sort of 20 metres behind, which is Mark Hardy, now is back on his own and almost in no man's land. That's a really difficult place to be. Liam Kincaid there just on the left-hand side, but Sirac Daniel now, that lead on this third lap is increasing. How he would wish to have a couple of other athletes just to support him and break the wind. It can be very difficult. Mahmoud Rushtai, who's just there on the left-hand side, and that light blue is towing the line on the start. Sirac Daniel, well, this is a great display. You're only 16 years of age, you haven't had much exposure to big races like this, and then you find yourself in front by a long way. He's not looked back yet, which is a good sign. Often when athletes start looking behind, they sometimes, well, that's an indication of fatigue, or they're worried about being caught. You shouldn't worry about that. The win will take care of itself if you do all the right things in the race, you stay relaxed, you keep on top of your pace. The good thing about these shorter laps is that it allows athletes to mentally just keep on top of the pace. A bit like indoor running, some athletes enjoy running indoors over a 200-metre circuit more than the 400, partly because they have more mental cues as they go around, and certainly here at the Leicester cycle circuit that has an impact. And Daniel is on his way to something quick at the end of this third lap. Ten minutes 16 at the end of that third lap. So he's going to be on course for something potentially inside 17:30 for the 5K here. There's the look over the shoulder just to see how far ahead he is. Great to have support on the course. A few cowbells reminiscent of the Highgate night of 10k PBs. maybe now just for the first time a little bit of a strain on the face of Sirac Daniel. This is where you just start to feel the heat ever so slightly. One more lap is what I would be telling myself. Just get around to this same point in one lap and then you can empty the tank, bring it home. It's such a flat course, you don't need to push too hard up the hills. You don't have to worry about fatiguing as you come down the slope. Leader on the bike doing a good job of just staying far enough in front that you can't get into a draft position, guiding him round. It's always difficult when you're on the bike, having to look behind you most of the time also. Well, Sirac Daniel, who is going to have a big 2026, I feel, because last year was only his first year competing. 22nd at the West Midlands County Schools cross country back in January.
Looking really good, mate, to keep the shoulders
Seen him do any road races so far this year. Finds himself out in front and clear and chasing down one of his other commentary driver colleagues, Rowena Ockenden. And that's a positive for Daniel. He can just use that athlete in front of him, try and pick them off, just pick up the pace. Saw Natasha McBride flash past the screen on the right-hand side. Daisy Jeffries-Williams also in the African Violet. There's Ways yet. Another Coventry athlete, plenty of good either vest, as there are many University of Birmingham and Loughborough vests on the course right now in this first race. Okay, so he's coming into the bell then, through the tunnel, under the arch. So what do we think? After 4 laps, only 1 to go. He's well away, maybe just leaning forward ever so slightly now, sign that he's getting a bit more fatigue, but it's going to be potential for Sirac Daniel to pick off a few athletes towards the back of this race. That's beneficial for him. Something to focus on, something to try and chase down to keep on top of the pace, and that's the main thing. You can so easily just let it slip. Just sit off the pace and fade off what could be a monumental personal best for Sirac Daniel. So he could be on for something super quick. It may be even sub 17 minutes. It seems like he's on course for something like that. I don't think he's going to be too far off 17 flat. It would be a minute personal best if he can do it. It would be a super quick time. You can see the fatigue just starting to build now for Sirac Daniel. Exactly the part of the race where it begins to hurt. Last couple of minutes. The lungs are empty, the legs are burning. You battle the wind. Gusts of up to 25 miles per hour in this race. You'll have to go around Myla Cowett as he heads round on his final bend here and can start to stretch away for home. He is starting to hurt. The stride length is shortening.
Let's go, Maisie!
We'll see all those athletes in front of him. Can he chase them down? Use them in the distance to try and pick up the pace. And now Sirac Daniel, a little bit more resurgent. He can see the finish from here. He knows There's not much left in this race. This is going to be very, very quick from this young man that came into this race with a best of 18.07 from a park run last summer. How quick will this be? He is going to absolutely smash through 17 minutes. It's going to be very quick. He's going to become our first winner of the day at this Sports Shoes Podium Classic. And it's Cyril Daniel with a huge performance and a massive personal best here in Leicester. 16:38, unofficial. He is absolutely blown his personal best into smithereens. A remarkable time, well clear of the rest. 16:38. Outstanding performance from that young man. And who's coming through for second here? It could be another big personal best. It's Hamish Paisley crossing the line, picking up the pace. 17 minutes 14 seconds. It's Matthew Savage crossing the line in third place. Now a few starting to pick up in this sprint finish. There we go, with our first race, the winner confirmed. Cyril Daniel. We'll wait for the official time. I had it 16:38 as they crossed the line. It was Dominic Quingers coming through there. Sam Batten here. We're going to have our first female finisher, I think, in this first race. That's Annabelle Wright just crossing the line. A brilliant performance from Cyril Daniel. A well-deserved run. There's a Nottingham University vest from India Gold. Just outside 18 minutes. Liam Kincaid just ahead, just outside 18 minutes. So, if we were wondering about whether the wind was any good or not, that massive personal best from Cyril Daniel in this first race tells me we could see something very quick in all of the races today. We'll see what the official time is when we get the results come through. Everybody here crossing the line now with a quick time under 19 minutes.
Going back finish line now, Megan Wilson of Leicester, pushing strong to the line, 19:10 on our clock.
Just goes to show how hard it hurts. Bit of a smile though from Amelia Cook there, well deserved. There's Wei Yip on the right hand side. Well, he looks like he might have gone under 19 minutes, would have been very, very close. There's Neve Keohane. Just see on the right hand side there's Judith Broadbent. Carol Higgs here, trying to latch on to the back of Jeff Sayer. Well, brilliant racing. That man there, another young Coventry athlete we saw on the sideline, Zumbu Nilakavani. Looks like he's gone well under 20 minutes for the first time. Looked like it was 18:45, I think, as he crossed through the line. That would be a big personal best for him. We'll go and see his training partner, Cyril Daniel, who takes the spoils in that first race. So, second race, race 2, up at 12:30, just over 8 minutes time. Just saw they're doing a bit of a long stride. He goes in race 2 very soon. Brilliant work from all these athletes, setting the standard in the first race. So much more to come here from this Sports Shoes Podium Classic in collaboration with Hoka. from the Leicester cycle circuit in just 8 minutes' time. Well, I mentioned the weather and said it's a little bit breezy today. Didn't affect Sirac Daniel, the winner of that first race here, but as you can see, no rain scheduled, sunny with clouds and a temperature of about 10 degrees. It is reasonably cool in Leicester. The feels like temperature a little bit colder as it has been around the Midlands today. These are the start lists for race 2. All the athletes we'll see in just a minute, but about 9 or 10 degrees, feels like 5 degrees here in Leicester. So a nice temperature, not too overbearing. A bit less wind, a bit nicer, I'm sure. Well, here we are on the start line for race 2. A few tentative faces is how I would describe it. Tunbridge Vest there, Bedford in County. Cleethorpes just on the left, I think so, yeah. Kevin Otieno on the right hand side, wearing the hat, suggests to me maybe he's a bit chilly. These athletes getting their briefing. It's a tough day for cycling also, for our race leader on the bike. See, the gloves are needed. There's the hooter, off they go. So, out of the traps. So Isaac Fell, the man at the front. He wears number 421, steady. If you're one of the athletes that knows this race is being paced to your personal best or just inside it, you need to get to the start line early. Yes, there might only be a couple of seconds difference, but imagine trying to overtake somebody whilst you're in the middle of this group right now. It's very challenging, and it would take you certainly a kilometre or two to find your way through that, which is why placing on the start line is very important. You often see this in cross country, where athletes are on the start line as early as possible, trying to get that middle line, and that's what's happening here. And we can see some of these younger athletes in there, perhaps got some quick personal best. 4:44 in this race is Kellum James, and as I mentioned earlier, the man on the right hand side wearing the Cleethorpes vest is Jude Hancock. And these guys making an honest start in the opening minutes of this race. So for some of these athletes, they know that the pace at the front is too quick for them, so they'll be setting in at the back of this race. And as I mentioned in that first one, you'll have some athletes that are perhaps in between races in terms of best, but for now they are settling into that rhythm. Try and do something that is close to your personal best despite the conditions. I'm sure some people will come here today and it won't quite come off that way. May go away from this disappointed, but after the wind and rain over the last couple of days, they'll be delighted that it's not damp and soggy underfoot. So David Cooper just coming past the screen. Another commentary guy best would have seen his clubmate Sirac Daniel win that opening race. And some athletes here, it'll be their first time at a podium. Others, they'll have been here before, certainly last year when we had 12 races in the Podium Festival. It was nice to see a head-on shot of runners. Brilliant way to potentially sometimes spot just some inefficiencies in technique or efficiencies, and a great way to just see how relaxed people are. Our man 41 in the front here, which is Isaac Fell, I've mentioned him before, but that grimace on his face, he's the one that's doing all the work into the wind at the minute. That makes it challenging.
It's Podium Classic 15. That's Podium Classic 15 at SportsShoes.com for 15% off in-season poker products. As race 2 comes flying by.
So they're about to come through for the end of the first lap, and we'll keep an eye on the clock just to see how quick this is. Romano Raja is in the All Black strip, and he's in about 5th place at the minute. That's at 3:33 through that first lap, so about 12 seconds quicker than we saw through on that first race. So we could be on for something very, very quick if these guys can keep it up. And unlike that first race with Sirac Daniel, where he was out on his own pretty much from the very first lap, all the guys at the front of this race now, they've got a good group and they're all still together, and even at the back of this race they're all just tucked in nicely. Jude Hancock in the blue on the right hand side, wearing number 392, only 20 years of age, still young, learning his trade, and as a distance athlete has a best of 16:19 over the 5k, set that at the end of August, the Mid Cheshire 5k, another one of the fastest in the country. Great for him to be here, getting his first experience of a quick podium race. That's a mecca for 5k personal bests. On a day like this, you can see why. Some sunshine as we head out of the spring. Eyes on summer for some of these athletes. This perhaps their last bit of distance prep before maybe they shorten things or get a bit more specific towards the track. Other athletes, they'll be using this as prep for the regional and national road races that are coming up. Only a couple of weeks until the regional road relays, and then athletes will have potential ideas for warm weather training and maybe even heading to the national road relays at Sutton Park and Sutton Coldfield, all those tough hills they have to climb. Well, here we are almost at the end of the second lap then, so we were 3:33 through that first lap. Get a better indication now of just how quick these guys are going, and girls of course. So that's 6:42, so about 20 seconds faster at that point than we were in the first race. And these guys, we've got a good group still. Look at how many people there. Ed Griffiths from Coventry Godiva is in there, and David Cooper just falling off the back of that lead group. So this sort of pace, we could be seeing something around that low 16 minutes. Well, we know that the personal best of one of our front runners in this race is 16:19. And that's the man at the front of this, and he's starting to push the pace and just stretch out the field here, which is interesting to see. You know, we're at the start of this third lap, and getting to the halfway point in the race, and we have such a big group of people still. Athletes just finding their rhythm. Be one of those athletes that is caught at the front, taking the brunt of the wind and doing all the work for the rest of the field. There's Jack Rathborne there. Oh, Russ Mullen, we saw him doing a stride ahead of this race, looking strong towards the front 30 or 40 in this field. And then they start to get a bit more strung out behind him. Ed Griffiths gets to the front for the first time. He just sort of bolted down the outside, didn't he? Got to the front, finds himself leading now. 26 years of age, Ed Griffiths. Top 50 at the Midland Counties cross country earlier this year, putting himself in a good position. Full Compton over, that's only down the road, isn't it? Someone's just getting tripped up there. Zach Connolly was just tripping up. That was a University of Warwick vest. So, an exchange of leaders as we come through at the end of that lap, and about 9:48 through the first 3K. So we've got two breaking away now. Ed Griffiths alongside Jude Hancock. Support for the cheering. And now Jude Hancock has just opened up the gap ahead of Ed Griffiths, and the man chasing in third is Jack Bignell. Bignell is another only 20 years of age, has ran 16:43. Surely they're going to go much quicker than that here. There's our leader on the right hand side, Jude Hancock, Ed Griffiths, and then Jack Bignell. The man behind him is Benji Williams, and this is the part of the race where you really do need to keep on top of it. Do not let the pace slip at this point. It's hurting your midway round the fourth lap. You know it will get easy. You can see the grimacing on both of Jude Hancock and Ed Griffiths' face, and the look on the watch there just to say, how long have we got left? You are in the final 5 minutes. You've got to keep on pushing. There really is not a lot left. So, on the right-hand side then, Jude Hancock, our leader from Cleethorpes, with plenty behind him. We just saw a surge of pace, didn't we, from Ed Griffiths, which led to both himself and Hancock push away from the rest of the field. At the start of this fourth lap, Jude Hancock put the hammer down. He is en route to do something very quick here, but how quick will it be? We'll see in just a second as they come through to clock the time at the end of 4 laps. it's picking up. They could well be on for something that is sub 16 minutes here. If he can keep this up, Jude Hancock, he's going to have to do a lot of tough work. He's going to go to some difficult places in the next few minutes. Well, it was about 12:53 through that fourth lap. He's still going. Ed Griffiths is out on his own with people looking to try and chase him down. It's going to be very close to going underneath 16 minutes if Jude Hancock can keep this pace up, and the crowd will spur him on, I'm sure. On course for something quick. What a moment this would be for him. It's a nice part of the course for sure. The wind is a little bit more on their back at this point. They do have a bit of a headwind as they come into that home straight. So it's this point, as they're running away from the finish line, that they need to try and push the pace while they have a touch of wind on their back. Ed Griffiths is still in second. Zach Connell and Jack Bignall, the man in the black arm sleeve and black vest, is in third place. This is Benji Williams in third place. Benji Williams wearing that Paul vest, only 20 years of age. Somebody that's ran 17:17 for a 5K a couple of years ago. He's going to go much, much quicker than that. He's ran a park run in 19 flat this year. Set to go much quicker, Benji Williams. Around and off this final bend for Jude Hancock, our leader on the left-hand side of your screen, in the second race here at the Podium Classic. It's hurting. Swinging those arms, rolling those shoulders. Ed Griffiths is some 30 metres behind him, but well clear of third. Jude Hancock, how quick will he go? Looking for something sub 16 here. He's got a best of 16:19. He's going to go well under that. This is a super quick run for Jude Hancock. He will go well under 16 minutes. The man from Cleethorpes sprinting across the line, under the tunnel, under the finishing arch. A brilliant performance from Jude Hancock here at the Podium Classic Race 2, 15:52. Unofficially, a massive personal best for him. It's Ed Griffiths coming across the line, gritting his teeth. He's going to narrowly miss out on going sub 16. Around 16:05 for him. He did well to push the pace when it mattered. Benji Williams, the man in the black of Pool AC, there 16:13 I'd give him, and the rest all following under 16:20. Wow, that was a super quick race from Jude Hancock. And I think we're going to have a lot of personal bests. Just seeing David Cooper cross the line inside the top 10 there for Coventry. His best coming into this was 16:25. I think he went around 16:18 there, which is very quick. And the rest of them now still flying well under 17 minutes. All of these guys, which if you're a casual runner that likes to go out for a jog or sometimes takes part in your park run, these are incredibly quick times. Well, it's a brilliant time, brilliant performances. We've still got so many crossing the line. The 4:42 there is Stephen Cahill. Didn't quite managed to spot who our first female finisher was. It was Gavin McCockerty there, and Harriet Keeley. Was she our first female finisher in that second race? Something like 17:50. That's Adlam there inside 18 minutes, potentially for the first time. We also saw Molly Patch come through. That's Steve Hallas there. And this is Katie Yoop on the left-hand side. Around 18:10. Max Chapman. There's Malcolm Eustace. Leonie Eaton on the right-hand side, and just on the left in the light green vest, it's Isla Widowson. Wow, brilliant performance though from our winner, Jude Hancock. A great performance from him. And the third race coming up in about 12 minutes time. And if anybody was wondering whether today's racing would be quick, well, I can assure you it's going to be very quick. Those final two races, the elite races, big prize money on offer up to £1,000 and an additional £1,000 for a course record. Where you can see all the If you're just joining us, welcome to the Sports Shoes Podium Classic here at the Leicester Cycle Circuit. In collaboration with Hocker, we're bringing you 6 fantastic races, and we're 2 down. 2 massive personal bests for the winners of our first 2 races. It's PBs galore, and here are the results from that first race. Sirac Daniel, 16:39 he's been given. Look at that for a winning margin. 36 seconds ahead of Hamish Paisley, who was 7 seconds ahead of Matthew Savage, and Becky Straw 17:35. Brilliant time for our first female finisher in that first race. And these are our athletes taking to the track in this third race.
University of Southampton athletes there, looking towards the line.
There's the results from race 2. Jude Hancock, 15.52, a massive personal best. Ed Griffiths, 16.05. He ran a parkrun best last week of 16.34, so that is a huge time for Ed Griffiths. Both of those two athletes smashing their personal best. I'm sure if you said to Jude Hancock today you'll go under 16 flat, he wouldn't have quite believed you, so super time from him. And then Benji Williams, and again, I think he'd only run 19 minutes flat this year for a park run, having done quite a few of them. So for him, 16 minutes 12 seconds, a brilliant performance. Some quick times all round.
So just 5 minutes to go until race 3, just 5 minutes to go, they're starting the time by the arch. Second personal best here looking particularly sharp to 13, wow, not quite there. Hold your horses, 15.30s. Some 15.40s in there, moving away up through the 15s. Got some seriously fast men and women in race 3.
Big finish done. Big finish.
Well, this is definitely a sport for all ages, and well done to that little baby there. You've got to get your snacks in when you're watching, haven't you? Certainly watching people exercise gives you an appetite, and we've got more of them on the start line ready to go in just a few minutes.
So just 2 minutes to go in race 3 of the Podium 5K here in Leicester. So you're doing 5 laps of the track. When you get into your 5th lap, you do not stop in the yellow area. Run right through to that second black arch that you can see ahead of you. Do not stop in the yellow area. You have not finished. Make sure that your bib is nice and flat and visible in the front and not folded up. If you can keep over to the left-hand side of the track except when overtaking, it'll make it easier for everyone else. So let's go to race 3. Are you ready for the Podium 5K? Okay, we're going to walk forward to the next.
Serious looks for serious business. Here we go. In race 3, these athletes, something between 15 minutes and 15:30 would be ideal. And if they could get that, they'd be doing very well. As I say, we've seen some quick races. There is going to be some blustery winds today. So we're seeing here an early dart to the front on this first lap by Jack Rees. That's what we got in there. Ben Blamey and Lucas Rogers in that red and white vest, and there he is with the black arm sleeves, Lucas Rogers. So these athletes, you know, to run something around 15:30, we'd be looking for 3:06 per kilometre. So as they all bunch up towards the front, happy to lead, happy to just sit in behind and let somebody else do their heavy lifting. Everybody else right now just focusing on their rhythm on this first lap. It's an easy mistake to make, isn't it, that you go off too hard. Blast to the front. And Sutton just on the left-hand side. Figure in the middle is Miles Brown in that Loughborough strip wearing number 297. We've got a couple of Western tempo vests. We know with them that they can run very quick. Jacob Can just last week doing a great job at the Inter-Counties cross country. Charlie Wright is wearing 304 for Western tempo today. Charlie Wright, only 20 years of age, still very young, and as an athlete has run out 15:19 for 5k at his best. Did that at the end of August last year. Sits just on the inside in about 3rd place right now. 15:19 at that age, it'll be quick. Good to see the support here. Good energy. The crowd definitely helps, doesn't it? If you're one of these lead athletes, you're starting to feel the pinch and it's starting to hurt, then those cheers from the crowd can make all the difference. And leading athlete here, Jack Rees, 19 years of age, has run a 15:38 5k at his best. He is from Guernsey. It says so on his vest if you hadn't already spotted. He's come out of his way here to try and get something quick under his belt. Did a 74 half marathon last year, Jack Rees. 15:48 5,000 on the track, and showing the confidence, and good to see so many youngsters at the front of this race. Some more experienced heads as we go through the field.
Just got some confirmation that 335 is Jack Rees. Apologies, mate, you were on the first list of names, but you're looking good here, mate.
So Ben Blamey is the athlete in second place, wearing 330, the colours of Loughborough, from Waverley Harriers. Cracking 10k. 33:45 last year. Also ran a marathon. He's done a 2:45 marathon. Ran in London last year. He's done a 15:45 park run at the end of last year. So these are the sort of athletes we're looking at. People that are going under 15:30. So the time for these guys through the first two laps, 6:10. So the last race was won in 15:52, and they went through the same split in 6 minutes 42. So we're 32 seconds ahead. So we're on course for something around 15 flat as it stands. Certainly going under 15:30. And now these leading three athletes have just started to push on at the early part of this third lap. Ben Blamey, the man in second place, and Jack Rees, our leader, who hasn't looked back. No sharing the load here, just Jack Rees putting his palms all over this race and controlling it here. Great to see that confidence. Man in third place, Oliver Smith. It's a Basingstoke vest. Oliver Smith. He's out on his own there, which is a difficult place to be because he's got 6 athletes just 5 metres or so behind him, which will be looking to try and chase him down. And there you see behind that second group of athletes, there's so many in behind, being led by Ewan Maxwell. Maxwell out on his own. So as we come round into sort of straight on this third lap here of 5 at the Leicester cycle circuit, it's still a race being led by Jack Rees.
If you just joined us, welcome to SportsShoes Podium Classic, as we become to run very fast 5Ks. Right now we're looking at race 3 at 1:30. We've got race 4. 2 o'clock we see the first of the elite.
Well, we can see them now as they're coming down the straight
Then we have the elite women.
To wrap up this third lap, you just see some of the times the vests are getting blown all around for these athletes, and that tells you how windy it is on the course. Some people wearing hats, gloves. So there's our two leaders as they come through the Hocker Tunnel. So it's about 9:07 through those 3 laps. So we're getting very close to that 15 flat marker in terms of the pace they're running at. That's quick. These guys could be on for something in personal best territory. Again, it's just if they can keep it up, that's always the big question. Can you keep your foot on the pace? These two head to head. We haven't quite yet seen a sprint finish in the first 2 races. Sirac Daniel in race 1 was well clear on the first lap, and Jude Hancock pulled away at about this point in the second race. He was out on his own from Ed Griffiths. Right now though, we have Jack Rees from Guernsey leading ahead of Ben Blamey.
Yes, mate. Sorry.
Ben Blamey could be on for a huge personal best here. Jack Rees, on paper, the stats I've got in front of me say he's 7 seconds quicker on best last year. Both had winters, both had opportunities to get stronger. Jack Rees has done all the legwork in this race, breaking the wind. At this point, they've got the wind coming to their right-hand shoulder from the left-hand side of the screen, so that doesn't really help either of them. Might give them a bit of a boost as they go around this bend. I mentioned the wind. Gusts of up to 25 miles per hour.
Thank you.
They're coming on the straight now towards the end of this first lap. Still, Oliver Smith in third place does have a little bit of company from James Bennett. There's a look on the watch of Jack Rees. Well, he's not got long left, has he? Just a few minutes. I said if they were going for something in the 15 flat territory, that's bang on 3 minutes a K. So there's the bell, you can hear them. That was 12:07 as they came across the line there, which would put them just outside 15 flat pace. Harvey Speed on the left-hand side around 2:56, giving it everything. The men at the front though, Jack Rees and Ben Blamey, we always see a move from either of those two athletes. Here they are on the right hand side of your screen. Jack Rees looking more determined than ever. Ben Blamey, who's latched on to the back of Jack Rees for the last couple of laps and has done a brilliant job of putting himself in a fine position. The man up into third now is 2:97, another Loughborough vest of Miles Brown. So Rees, the youngster, only 19 years of age, from Guernsey. Can he hold on to this lead with around 500 metres still to go? Miles Brown has put a surge in at the start of this fifth lap. and has moved ahead of Oliver Smith. And Miles Brown looks really smooth here in third place. Tall figure, very bouncy, very controlled, battling against the wind. This is the final bend for Jack Rees and Ben Blamey. These two need to find something extra in this final straight, and it's Ben Blamey that just slides into first place for the first time in this race, grimacing as he tries to push on. They'll head to their left-hand side just around this bend. They will see the finish in front of them. Can Jack Rees respond here? Miles Brown is in third place. They're on course for something super quick, but how quick? And who will win this race? It's Blamey that leads, fighting on. Can he pull away from Jack Rees here? And it's Ben Blamey that will take the win in race 3 at the Podium Classic here in Leicester. 14:57, and Rees looks like he's dipped under. Incredible from him. And then Miles Brown about 15:08 to finish in third place, and now the rest of them all coming through in behind. But it was Jack Rees that set the pace in this race from the gun, and Ben Blamey in the final 150 metres, just getting in front, finding that tiny fraction more in the straight to power on home and go sub 15 in race 3 here at this Sports Shoes Podium Classic. Brilliant win, and almost a minute personal best for Ben Blamey. 14:57 unofficially. Super quick. Wow, what a start. Halfway through our racing, 3 races down, 3 to go. Everybody there just crossing at about 16:10.
Well, it was a blistering time for race 3. We think he might just have got his final 15 minutes unofficially. The guys coming in now on race 3 is Jesus. Nicely into race 4. Getting race 3, we've got about 4 seconds on the hour.
Coming across the line here wearing 3:33 is Tommy Blake. 17 minutes 30. Good running. Well, you see how hard that is. These athletes spent. It just shows how fast and how hard these athletes are racing. Well, race 4 is due to start in 14 minutes time. Athletes in that race go quicker. 14:57 in race 3. What are we going to get over the next 2 races? The 4th race, as I say, up in just less than 14 minutes time. The 5th race is the elite men's race, trying to chase down something like 13:25, and the senior women, they may be looking to go close to 15 flat. We shall see. More from this Sports Shoes Podium Classic in about 10 minutes' time. That's the timetable for the rest of the afternoon. As I say, with 3 races down, a race every half an hour. So our next one is in 10 minutes, race 4. Those athletes going for something 14 minutes there or thereabouts. And then we get to the elite men who are aiming for 13:25. Based on what we've seen here today, they may end up going a touch quicker than that. The course record is 13:19. And we round off with the elite women in just over an hour's time. Well, here's the official results from race 3. Ben Blamey finishing in 14:58. Jack Rees in 15 flat. Oh, that's such a shame for him. I was hoping it would be just under. He'll have to come back next year and get another one. And then Miles Brown, 15:08, brilliant time for him. But yeah, Jack Rees a big personal best and Ben Blamey too. So good to see from those young men.
So check out the coffee over there. Don't check out the miles over there. You can try on the skillet X1 clinical players. They've also got a little bit of a speedometer down there if you can have it there. There's still potential playing a free pair of paper squats. Over 3 of members and you can get the free pair of squats. We've got 9 minutes.
Yeah. Like, I'll give me as much as
Pure Sport and Red Bull are here with us today. If you want to grab Zero Sugar Red Bull, look out for those guys as well. Competition still has been told. So right now, warming up for race 4. Many muscle bound athletic men doing their strides in red hoodies. It's a very fast race coming up in a few minutes. First place wins £1,000, second place £400 and goes all the way down to fifth, still winning prize money. The fourth record was broken here today, the abundance of £1,000.
The Coventry could over vest there, that's Lucas Bennett, Formula 3 University student. Best of 15:08, so what a day this would be if he could get down to under 15 minutes.
Give you a sense of some of the speed we're working with in the race. For some of the fast names down today: Tom Hudson, Joshua Blevins, Luke Davis, Steve Gallagher, John Starboy, Thomas Craig, Ethan Brady, James Williams, Stone, James Vaughan, Isaac Armour. All those guys looking around those kind of 14:26 to 14:39. Absolutely rapid. We're excited to see what they can do here today under the Leicester sun. So just over 1 minute to go until the start of race 4 of the Podium 5K here in Leicester. You're doing 5 laps of the trip today, and remember, on your 5th lap you are not stopping in the yellow area. You're going right through to that second black arch at the far end, and you can see there. Do not stop in the yellow area. Keep going all the way through 5 laps. Keep over to the left. Except when overtaking in the boxes, people are racing for their places. So, race 4. Are you ready for the Podium 5K?
Well, some quiet athletes on the start line, I guess apprehensive slightly around what's to come. These guys, many of them in this 4th race, will be looking to go under 15 minutes, and out they go on their first lap. They start under that first black arch and they finish under this second one whilst going through the Hocker Tunnel. So it's a matter of patience, isn't it, really, at times in these early races. You've got to be patient, you've got to get to the front, perhaps most importantly. There's 94 entrants in this first race. Every athlete here will be going through their own journey, whether that's just coming back from injury, haven't quite had the winter that you would have liked. Well, I don't think anybody quite has the winter training they would like, but you've got to try and find some consistency somehow, and athletes will be trying to use this race to spur them on ahead of perhaps some half marathons or marathons in the coming weeks, and others will be using this as a fast road tune-up before they start to really sharpen up ahead of the track season. Right at the front in the glasses on the left-hand side is Josh Horner. Josh Horner was somebody that ran 14:57 at this Podium Festival last year, which coincidentally is 1 second quicker than the winning time in the previous race just 15 minutes ago. So he's looking to go quick here, and has got some company in the form of Finn Diver. Finn Diver goes in that green vest just to the left of picture as he flashed around that second corner on this loop. And worth mentioning that a lot of athletes here, some will be way ahead of their personal bests, some will be a little bit off it. So whilst they may have fancied themselves being towards the front of this race, what's happened during their winter training and their indoor or cross-country campaigns might mean that they're just starting a little bit slower, a little bit more tentatively than they would have liked ordinarily. And the man in the green, as I say, Finn Diver, is somebody that ran 15:37 over the 5K a couple of years ago, and he's now got a best of 14:53, so that's why he's finding himself at the front. Did that at the Belfast Victoria Park run back in November. That says to me he can go much quicker on a Saturday afternoon rather than a Saturday 9 AM. So 3:09 through that, through 12 through that first lap. So just keeps getting quicker, doesn't it? They'll be winding this one up. The wind, it is blustery. You can see some of the banners in the background that just show how breezy it can be. It's also worth saying, as Diver just gets to the front for the first time in this race, that an athlete in this race may look quite a way off the front, but they are only 20 or 30 seconds behind. These guys are going at such a pace, they really do cover that distance quickly. So might be guys here aiming for 14:30, but guys 30 metres back that are going incredibly quickly also. So Diver leads this race, and that Birmingham Roheath vest, the black and red vest, wearing 2:05 is John Stolberg. Stolberg has run 14:29 for 5k. He's pretty consistent. Ran a 29:19, 10k over in Valencia earlier this year, John Stolberg. So shows the sort of shape he is in. Stolberg was 25th at the Podium Festival last year in his race, running 14:29. So if he can do that here today, there'll be a lot of athletes in and around him being dragged along to personal best. There's a really big lead group, isn't there, on this second lap, and an even bigger chasing group behind them. We've also got Josh Blevins on the left-hand side in that purple vest. Josh Blevins, a name that many of you will be familiar with. A lot of cross-country, a lot of track, a lot of road work, the Gateshead Harrier. Again, an athlete with the best of 14.5 minutes. So we're over a third of the way through this race, coming to the end of the second lap, and Blevins finds himself there, right in the mix, where he'd like to be. So 6:01 through those first two laps. It's a good pace, solid. About 9 seconds quicker than we saw the leaders of the third race go through. They were about 6:10. So we'll be able to see whether these guys are speeding up or slowing down or not. We have a new leader. This is Shay Loughlin. Sean Loughlin, Red Rose runner. No, not Sean. Shay Loughlin. And he finds himself at the front here. That was a bit of a surge, wasn't it, at the start of the third lap? We've seen that in a couple of the races earlier on, where athletes would go around the first bend of a lap and use that to try and push on. Josh Blevins just finding himself slipping back off the leaders here. Loughlin pushing on. So Shay Loughlin here wearing 2:19. Pushing on. Diver and Stolberg have gone with this pace, gone with this push. And they've got 90 or so more athletes behind them. Loughlin ran a 10k road best of just outside 30 minutes. Last year, ran here at the Podium Festival last year and got a personal best of 14:43. So Shay Loughlin pushing the pace. He's 22 years of age. Coming around to wrap up this third lap, and maybe just seeing somebody else start to try and chase down these three of Diver, Stolberg and Loughlin.
For a moment you could think you're looking at 800 metre race. These guys are absolutely flying around. 5,000 metres they're covering at this pace.
1:49 through 3 laps, which means they're on for something super quick. Well, we're heading for that 14:30 territory if they can keep this up. That's the big if. 3 of them now, whittling down the numbers at the front of this race. And Lachlan is doing a fine job and has done a fine job on this last lap of pushing on. Got to keep on top of the pace. Cannot let it slip. Lachlan doing a fine job of pushing them on. There's a Brighton Phoenix vest. Brighton Phoenix vest of Sam Stapley. Doing a good job. With the Loughborough vest, that's Lucas Stubbs. Dylan Naylor flying past the screen, working hard. The guys in front being led out by Lachlan. No, they don't have too much life left in this race. I know there's still 1 more lap to go when they conclude this one, but you know they're starting to enter that final mile. And they know the meters are ticking down with every stride. Lachlan is working hard here. You just see that grimace on his face. Stolberg behind. Well, doesn't look too phased yet. Diver puffing and panting in the green vest in behind, and then we've got Alex Gibb, who I saw him on the start line, the Peterborough and Nene Valley AC athlete. He's somebody with a best of 14:46, Alex Gibb, 35 years of age now. There he is, in the blue vest on the left-hand side of your screen, in that right window. And he's just made a dart here ahead of Diver. Smart move from Alex Gibb, trying to close down this lead of Shay Lachlan at the front. And they will hear the bell in just a moment. It's too early to try and push on at this rate. Need to get through the bell. Bide your time. We saw the sprint finish in the last race between Jack Rees and Ben Blamey, and it was Blamey who was in second for most of the race and out-sprinted Rees in the final 150 metres. It's a 11:41 through the bell, putting them on pace for something like 14:30, maybe just inside, if they can hold on to this. It was Nicholas Shaw coming past the screen, Matt Knack, but it's Lachlan being chased down by Alex Gibb, the Peterborough and Nene Valley man. How good would it be for him to win here? We saw him on the start line. He was more than happy to just sit patiently in the field, and that's where that bit of experience comes from. And I think he's going to take the lead now. He looks so strong, whereas Shay Lachlan, who's been digging deep and pushing on and gritting his teeth, now he does just drift back into second, and it's Gibb that finds himself in front. The look behind his left shoulder, the look to his right. Stolberg is there from Birmingham Roheath. They'll follow this bike round. One more big looping turn at the far end of the course. Lachlan is still in there. He's a fighter, isn't he? He's been digging deep over these last couple of laps. He was so brave to push the pace on at the midway stage. And these three, with this surge from Gibbs, has seen them break away from the rest. Stolberg, who's gone about his business comfortably, controlled. Has he got anything left in the tank to try and close them down? And Alex Gibb in front, with Shay Lachlan just in behind him. These two into the final couple of 100 metres in race 4 here at the Podium Classic. Stolberg is back in third in that black and red vest of Birmingham Roheath. He won't chase them down here. The question is, Can Alex Gibb hold on? The Peterborough and Neen Valley athlete. Powering home. A look over the inside shoulder. He looks so comfortable, doesn't he? Alex Gibb. 35 years of age. Trying to chase down a personal best. He's going to be well inside his personal best of 14:46. Can he hold off Shay Loughlin though? Still pushing on. It's Alex Gibb that will take the win in race 4 here. It's going to be a massive personal best for the 35-year-old. 14:29. Loughlin couldn't quite get there. A great performance from him. And Stolberg, less than 10 seconds off his best. That Blevins just coming through for 5th place ahead of, I think it was Liam Stone that just beat him. But what about Alex Gibb? The Peterborough man was around 10th after about 3 laps and came through just as the bell rung to get in front and powered home. He looked so strong, didn't he, in that final lap? He was looking around him. I think he knew with 600-700 metres to go that he would get that win. You could see the grimace on the face of Shay Loughlin, who did a brilliant job in that race of putting the foot down on the gas pedal and just stretching out the field. I think with a lap to go, just before Alex Gibb came into picture, he would have felt strong, he would have felt hopeful about his chances. He'd put himself in a brilliant position. In the end, he's been rewarded with a fantastic time, Shay Loughlin. A big personal best for him of close to 15 seconds. Joe McLeod in the red vest just crossing there in about 15:57. Well, race 4, what a cracker. And the elite races still to come. The men's elite race is up next, and the women's in about 45 minutes time. The men's elite race, race 5 here, will start in 14 minutes time. Well, there you go, 4 races down, 2 to go. The elite men's race, race 5, starts in just over 10 minutes' time. Some big names lining up in that. More on that as we get closer to it. And the elite women start in 40 minutes' time, the final race of the day. It's anonymous grey cloud, isn't it? Here's the results then from race 4. Alex Gibb from Peterborough and Neen Valley, 14:28, and then Shay Loughlin 14:29, both personal best. John Stolberg only a few seconds off his, and Josh Blevins 14:42 in 4th place.
Very exciting race, which is the elite men's, taking place at 2 o'clock on the dot. They will run their 5K. Some big names out there. Will Battershill, 13:37 PB, Conway Queen, Kadar, Stephen Murray, Davis, Hector Bell, Tony Cambridge, Frank McGrath, Adam Barber, other big names.
Will be here today, running in Leicester. These are serious runners, men that they've built in a factory. Some extremely fast running about to be on display.
It's the start list for this elite men's race, race 5. Plenty of names you'll recognise as we get further down the list. Jack Miller there, somebody we saw last week. Florrie Grierson, another athlete from the cross-country scene that we know very well. It's Clisham, about 14 minutes for the first time. Bira Kaduna Kabede won the National Cross Country Under-20 Championships just 3 weeks ago now. Henry Jonas, a 1:44.1 800-metre man, narrowly missed out on the qualifying standard for the World Indoor Championships. James McMurray is at the bottom of that list, has been selected for the 1500 for the Great Britain team for those World Indoors, so won't be here. And the name at the bottom of that list, wearing 101, Nave Nordos, World 1500-metre bronze medalist back in 2023. Paris 1500-metre finalist at those Olympics 2 years ago with his training partner Per Svela. Both here looking to do something very quick indeed. How quick will it be? They're looking for something around 13:25, which would be a narrow personal best for Nave Nordos. Lovely dogs here watching, well behaved. I'm sure they'd like to be chasing a ball or chasing the athletes, but there's got to be spectators as well today.
Is it?
I think you might have to. That's a crazy tip. Take the ball out.
That might be a bit too
They're about to make this an extremely fast running, so if you gather around the course, make sure that cheering and hooting as these guys head off. We have 2 minutes until the men's race. All being well, if you see it,
Well, here they all are then, on the start line, ready to go. Ave Nordas there, wearing the 101 bib, the Hoka vest. To his right in the all-red strip is Osham Perrin, only 23 years of age, Welsh athlete, will have his eyes set on qualifying for the Commonwealth Games for the Welsh team. The Welsh team have a really early qualification standard, so I suspect this is part of a 2-month period where he'll try and chase down the standards for the 5,000 metres. Well, all of these athletes here capable of running well under 15 minutes, and a lot of them under 14 minutes of the 5K. See number 105 there, which is Will Battersall. Will Battersall, a steeplechaser by trade, but is super quick over the flat, and just a few weeks ago was running at the National Cross Country Championships here, up north in Sedgefield, but here in England. And it looked like going up against some of these talents from the Nordics, Ave Nordas and Per Svela, alongside Sebastian Leicester, who is here. He wears 104. You can see him in the middle in that bright yellow cap and yellow arm sleeve. So here we go. If these guys want to run inside 13:30, they've got to be hitting 2:42 per kilometre or quicker. There's the hooter. You've got to try and get a good start position, haven't you? That counts for something. Chris Perham is wearing 118, the all black strip, the tall figure. And he's 31 years of age. Somebody that back in times gone by has ran under 14 minutes, is putting himself in a good position to do that here. And there's certainly maybe 20 athletes that could go under 14 minutes here. Some of them, those guys that are in that sort of 13:45 to 14-minute place, some of them will fancy their chances to knock a chunk off their personal best. And if they can do that, if maybe one or two of them can do that here today, that will certainly challenge the likes of Nave Nordas and Svela and Seb Lorstad, who finds himself at the front of this race. And Lorstad, to my reckoning, has never ran a road 5k. So a check of his watch there, eager perhaps to get to the front, and he has Nordas just in behind him. And wearing 114 is Jamie Crowe, Scottish athlete, who's run a 64:48 half marathon at his best. Scottish national cross-country champion, who's ran for Great Britain in cross-country races in recent times. These guys finding themselves on this first lap in a good position. Oshan Perrin in that red strip, can't miss him today. Makes a commentator's life easier. Perfectly placed. Everybody else just bunched up behind. Those guys there are all those athletes that are trying to get under 14:30. The rest at the front looking to get under at 13:30. And the man wearing 107, you can just see the hat on the inside curve. That is Kadar Omar. Ran a 13:41 on the track last summer for the 5,000. Kadar Omar ran a 28:53 10k in February, so comes into this in good shape. The athletes are all in that sort of front 10 or 15 metres, the opening 25 athletes or so. As I say, all they're capable of going underneath that 14-minute marker, and if maybe some of them can get themselves into a position to improve on that personal best by 10 or 15 seconds, which is just a few seconds per kilometre, per lap, then they could well find themselves in the mix with some of the big names. So about 2:59 through that first kilometre, or that first lap, I should say. We'll certainly pick things up. They're about 13 seconds quicker than we saw in the previous race, so things are going to ramp up in this race. And the man at the front wearing 101, Nave Nordas, he's 27 years of age, still feels like a youngster to me, but he has been around for a long time now. He's got experience in those big races, almost chased down Jakob Ingebrigtsen, his countryman, at those 2023 World Championships where Great Britain's Josh Kerr took his world title. And I think that's where everybody suddenly turned and looked and went, hey, we've got another great Norwegian here, and he is one of a few. And to his right-hand side, we've got Sebastian Årstad, who ran a 28:21 10 kilometres back in February. He was a national under-18 record holder over the 5,000 metres on the track, running 13:43. He's only 17 years of age, the man in the yellow cap. And that group at the front starting to just trickle down. We've got Harry Johnson towards the back of that. Trying to look at some of the athletes that are here, or may not even be here, that we had on our list. I can see Archie Davis in the middle. Archie Davis, one of those athletes that's perhaps an outside bet here. just seen a bit of an arm swing there. You've got to be patient, haven't you? It's so easy to get sucked into the early pace and maybe some surging, but it's efficient when you can run consistently, and this is a flat course. It's a smooth course, smooth surface underfoot and long looping bends with lots of straight sections to build up the pace. And that's what these athletes will be wanting. Matt Ramsden is just behind the luminous cap of Leicester there, and Matt Ramsden's a great cross-country runner. 16th here last year in 13:44, so putting himself in a good position. Out of the wind, which is a big thing really. I think I've just seen Henry Jonas actually, who's probably down at about 25th maybe at the minute, something like that. Difficult to see as they all come flying past, so let's try and get a marker in terms of time as they come under the second black barrier here. But it's still Nordas with Lorstad there in front, so 5:40 through that second lap. We've got some super quick athletes in this race. It's quick, that's for sure. It's only going to get quicker. We could see something inside the course record here. Course record in Leicester would see these athletes get a £1,000 prize. We'll start. It's got a best of 13:36, which is some 17 seconds off the record, the course record here in Leicester of 13:19, and at the minute he's setting the pace brilliantly. Only 17 years of age, taking it to one of the world's best senior middle distance runners. That group is jam-packed, isn't it? Everybody's in there. I'm trying to work out, there is Henry Jonas wearing 122 speed suit. You know, he's a 800 runner when you're wearing your speed suit. We do have Jamie Crowe in the middle, who's perfectly placed. I mentioned Jamie Crowe, the Scottish national cross-country champion, finished 10th at the Liverpool Cross Challenge back in November, and a few weeks later ran 28:47 for a 10-kilometre personal best. This is quick. Well, the guys at the front of this race look relaxed at the minute. Nordas comfortable. Archie Davis, for somebody that's an 8:15 runner, is doing brilliantly. He ran 14:13 for a park run back in January. That gives an indication of the sort of shape he's in. I don't think Archie Davis would turn up if he didn't think he was going to run very quickly, and he's in a good place here. Finished 7th at the UK Champs over the 1500 metres last year, Archie Davis. The guys at the back of this group, including Archie Davis, Miles Clisham there, just need to push on a little bit, otherwise they could be at risk of getting dropped from this leading group. And there's a lot of athletes there, and they may well come back to them over the last couple of laps, but you don't want to slip off them too soon. And we're coming through for the conclusion of the third lap here. So, Nordas, Ramsden, Lustad, Clisham leading that group of three, trying to chase them down. .8:24 with 2 laps to go. Pace-wise, they've been on about 2:40 per kilometre, which puts them nicely in that sort of course record territory. They're doing well. Nordas now gets to the front. He's there shoulder to shoulder with Lurstad for those opening 3 laps. Now just finds himself getting to the front, and Matt Ramsden has gone with him, and so is the youngster, the under-20 athlete who won those England under-20 national cross-country championships a couple of weeks ago. Look, Kabede finds himself there. Hamish Riley there just drifting off the back of the lead group. Miles Clisham now finds himself in front of the rest. These guys are still on for very quick times, almost a little bit of a trip there from Gustad on Jamie Crowes. Jamie Crowe in that blue, the first blue vest you can see, has put himself in a brilliant position. He's just tucked in behind them all. Niall Murphy is in the red vest in behind them, and Bira Kaduna Kabede in a brilliant position. Just behind Miles Clisham there, who wears 131, is Flynn Jennings. Flynn Jennings, another quick athlete. And Will Battersill, I mentioned Will Battersill as an athlete that's ran 13:38, ran that here last year when he finished in 9th place. He's on course for something similar right now. Won the UK 3,000 metre steeplechase title back in 2023. Finished 9th at the UK Indoors over 3,000 just weeks ago. He's got such a range, Will Battersill, not afraid of jumping straight from the indoor circuit onto the cross-country course a week later and then into a fast 5K, and this is going to be very quick. We'll see the splits as they come through. Get a sense maybe that Nordas might have just picked up the pace here. How quick is this going to be? 11:02 as they come through the finishing arch at the bell. 2:40 per kilometre was the pace that they were running. They've got to keep on top of this one. Nordas is doing a brilliant job. Hamish Riley is out on his own. Miles Clisham has pulled away from the rest, and Flynn Jennings here. Maybe he can try and chase some places back as Nordas finds himself at the front, and the young Swedish 17-year-old Sebastian Lustad finds himself drifting off the back. It's Nordas at the front from Matt Ramsden then on the final lap. Crowe is in there in 3rd place, so is Kedar Omar. Said Kedar Omar was in good shape after that 10K inside 29 minutes just a couple of weeks ago. Battersill on the left-hand side, pushing on as he always does. Niall Murphy is in that group. Archie Davis finds himself up into 6th or 7th place. It's Kedar Omar wearing 107, just starting to drift off the back. Nave Nordas, the favourite coming into this, still looks smooth. All that Norwegian style of training showing at the front here. He looks comfortable. The support jeering from the crowds on the side. Can Nordas pull away over the final couple of 100 metres? This will be quick. Will it be a new course record? It's been very consistent from Nade Nordas. Matt Ramsden there in behind him looks smooth. Can Ramsden mount a challenge in this final couple of 100 metres? Nordas, the look over his right shoulder. Crowe is in there. So is Murphy. Those four still toe-to-toe. Archie Davis is looking strong. So's Battersill. Those two will close quickly. And it's Nordas here, pushing on against Matt Ramsden. Can Ramsden challenge him here in the final 100 metres? These two shoulder to shoulder. It's going to be quick. Is Ramsden pulling away? Can Nordas get there? Who will win this one? It's Matt Ramsden on the line. The Brit gets it from the Norwegian here in Leicester. 13:35 unofficially. A brilliant sprint finish. Nave Nordas finishing in 2nd place behind Matt Ramsden, who was 16th here last year. A brilliant run from him. Super quick from Matt Ramsden. Chaos across the finish line as everybody else comes through. We knew he'd be in the mix. He was 63rd at the World Cross Country earlier in this year. He ran at the Eurocross in December. That gives you a bit of extra strength, and that showed over the final 100 metres. The British 10,000 metre champion last summer wins here at the Podium Classic in Leicester over 5 kilometres. What a run from him. The chip time, 13:33. He was almost a second ahead of Nave Nordos at the end. Will Battersall came through for third. Archie Davis in fourth place in 13:40, a monster personal best from him. Matt Ramsden shaking hands with Mars Clisham there. Clisham finished down in 12th place in 13:56, which would be a new personal best for him. Had to do a lot of work on his own as he drifted off that lead pack. But what about Henry Jonas, who was well down at one point, probably something in about 20th position, managed to finish in 9th place in 13:56. Pretty good for an 800 man who runs 1:44. That's great strength. And then Freddie Richardson was in 5th, Sebastian Lorstad in 6th place in 13:45. Harry Johnston, the Salford Harrier, 13:46. Oscar Bell, the Hearts Phoenix athlete, was 13:52. As I said, Henry Jonas just there, sat down, still smiling. He's not succumbed to lactic just yet, so he must be in a good place. And then Biro Kaduna Kabede, who won the national under-20 cross-country title a couple of weeks back, running 13:54. Brilliant to see from that young man. And then Owen Hind in 11th place. And the top 13 athletes all under 14 minutes. So just goes to show how tough the conditions are here. Last year Matt Ramsden was 16th in 13:44. Obviously a lot of the British hopes, many of the British hopes that we might have expected to see here will be racing the Bath Half Marathon tomorrow. That includes the men and the women, looking to secure qualification for the Great Britain team that will head to the World Road Running Championships later this year. And the likes of Joe Woodfield and many more. But Matt Ramsden there, the man on the right hand side, brilliant performance. Just to his left, that's Ross Braden. Great to see Matt Ramsden, British winner here at this Podium Classic in collaboration with Hocker. Archie Davies, just see him in the background having a bit of a chat. He did very well. Again, another middle distance man going up against some of the endurance boys. Still waiting to see where some athletes finish. I'm just giving the live results. We might have missed a few there as I rolled through the top 12 or 13. We'll come to those official results a little later on. But well, race 5 done. We've still got the senior women to come. They start in 13 minutes time. The likes of Emily Haggard-Kearney, Eloise Walker, Elise van der Elst and Emily Parker running in that race. We'll see them very shortly. Well, here's the result from that elite men's race, race 5. Matt Ramsden, 13:35 to take the win from Nave Nordos. Will Battersall in 3rd place. Again, that guy's got such a range. He's brilliant to watch. He's always there or thereabouts in practically any sort of race he does. Archie Davis coming through in 4th place. And then Freddie Richardson in 5th. And the young 17-year-old from Sweden, Sebastian Lorstad, finishing in 6th in 13:45. He wasn't too far off his best in here, maybe some 9 seconds, so good running from him. And yeah, as I say, the top 13 athletes are all inside 14 minutes in what is a breezy day. You can just see those trees right in the middle of the picture there, that they're swaying. In the ideal scenario, that wouldn't be happening. It would be nice and still, but it's dry for now, and we still have 1 race to go in the senior elite women's race. And here are some of the names to watch out for as we get towards the lower numbers on this list as it rolls on through. Nicola Sutton, good to see her here. I saw her walking around spectating earlier on. She could well be looking for something very quick because she's in good form. But the big names at the top of this list that will be looking to try and challenge the course record: Emily Haggard-Kearney, Eloise Walker, Elise van der Elst, Emily Parker, Esme Davies, Charlotte Danner. And there's a few more. Eleanor Curran in there, and she's had a brilliant couple of weeks. So the likes of Abby Donnelly, Jess Warner-Jurd, Alex Bell, they're all racing tomorrow in the Bath Half Marathon, which acts as the official trial race for the Great Britain Half Marathon team for later this year's World Athletics Road Running Championships, which takes place in Copenhagen. Known for its quality road races. So Freya Weddle, that's a name we've seen over the last couple of weeks.
Guys, I have been informed that you do need to stick around for the presentations, otherwise Sports Shoes and Hope are going to send the boys around. It's a joke for legal reasons. to the elite women's start. Some of the big names to watch out for: Eloise Walker, Emily Haggard-Kearney, Amy Parker, Esme Davis, Charlotte Danner, of course, Daniel Donegan, Alexandra Shipley, Ella McCall. We had some Maisie Price, Lee Dorman, Ella Finley, some big names here lining up for the final race of the day, the Sports Shoes Podium Classic 5K. We've heard back from many of the elite men running PBs. Let's hope we see the same thing for the women. All the best out there. They'll need all the support they can get. Make sure you stick around for those 3 o'clock presentations as well.
So this is it then, one final race to go. A couple of guys there, they are the pacers for this race. That's Elise van der Elst wearing number 3, wearing number 6, that's Charlotte Danner. Molly Hudson, who's having a brilliant campaign wearing number 11. She's had a great indoor season. Only 23 years of age, but feels like she's been around a long time. She was the England senior champion last year over the 800. Never really seen her over 5K. Interested to see what she can do. I think she was down with an entry of 16 minutes flat. So remember, prize money, if you're the champion, is £1,000. Second place gets 400. Third place 300, fourth 200, and then fifth place £100. So you want to be in the top 5. You might be able to have a very nice slap-up dinner tonight. So try and figure out how these athletes will work their way around. Sarah Dufour-Jackson is the athlete in the middle in that Vale Royal quarters, the blue and luminous colour. Off they go on the hooter. Out the traps for this Sports Shoes Podium Classic in collaboration with Hoka. 5 kilometres, 5 laps from this point will separate the winners from the rest. The athletes with no bibs wearing all black, they are the guys that have stepped onto the course to try and pace, and the athlete in wearing number 3 is Elise van der Elst, the 2021 European indoor champion over 1500 metres. Some of the other names that we've got here: Eloise Walker is on the entries, Emily Haggard-Kearney, and Emily Parker, somebody that's around 1542 at her best. So they're already getting stretched out. Changes the dynamic a little bit when you've got some paces in there. You see a bit of a shift in these athletes' mentality. We certainly saw some athletes in the elite men's race just now coming through very quickly in the back end of the race to get inside the top 10. But if you want to win, if you want to get amongst the podium finishers, then you need to be at the front early on. And Elise van der Elst is doing just that, sitting in at the front. Charlotte Danner is the second athlete wearing number 6 in that light blue vest. Danner is an athlete that ran 15:37 back in November last year. 12 months ago here at the Leicester cycle circuit, she was 18th. She ran 15:38 over the 5,000 metres last summer. So she is somebody that could challenge Elise van der Elst. Van der Elst, 28 years of age now, the Belgian athlete, has ran 15:27 at her best, did that a little over a year ago, December 2024. So she's happy to go with the early pace. But Esme Davies, I can see, who wears number 5, she's a 15:43 athlete, and then Emily Parker is there in that lead group. So those are the athletes at the front of this race. Doesn't look like we've got Eloise Walker. I certainly couldn't see Eloise Walker. She would be wearing number 2 on her bib, and Emily Haggard-Kearney, who would be wearing number 1. I didn't see her on the start, or on the start line, I should say. She's on the start list, on the start line. So there we go. In second place, wearing number 7, is Sarah DeFord-Jackson. I mentioned that Vale Royal vest, distinctive quarters of blue and bright yellow. She finds herself in a good place. And then just looking to see where Molly Hudson is. Molly Hudson there, just behind this pacer on the left-hand side, wearing number 11. So she's in a good place right now. Again, somebody that we haven't really seen run over the 5K before, certainly not here at Podium, but she had a great indoor campaign. The 23-year-old from Derby, she ran 4:10.02 indoors over the 1,500 metres for an overall PB, and she got silver medal in a brilliant finish at the UK indoors over 1,500 metres. It brought tears to her eyes. So there was about 3:24. We'll see what those splits come up as in just a minute. For Elise van der Elst, 2:57. 2:57 is 14:45 pace, which is quick. So she's not messing about here. That is very quick, isn't it? So let's see. Molly Hudson at the minute is in about 6th place. So is Maisie Grice. Those chasers in behind van der Elst, just starting to move on with the pace, and another one of those athletes wearing 41, Freya Weddell, putting herself into a good position. So Freya Weddell, 25 years of age, again just in that yellow vest, you can see, not in this second group but behind, and she currently sits behind number 17 Charlotte Alexander, who's another athlete to watch. They're ahead of those leaders up. Megan Stenhouse is there, but van der Elst at the front, the Belgian athlete, well, she knows how to win races. Back at those European indoors in 2021, she was in brilliant form. It was a cagey race. She came out on top, ran 14:40 over the 5,000 last summer. Esme Davies is one of those chasers, the Border Harrier athlete. She ran a 71:28 half marathon personal best, Esme Davies. But van der Elst here is flying. We can see when they come through in the next couple of 100 metres just how quick she's still going, whether she's slow, because 2:57 for that first kilometre seems remarkably quick, doesn't it? You can see the hair blowing across them, the wind as you look at it, going from right to left. So Emily Parker, in a good place. She ran a PB here last year, 15:42. That's the sort of time that would get you amongst the top 5 here today, I expect anyway. She's still under 23, Emily Parker. Had a good outdoor campaign. Won the Bucks indoor 3,000 metre title last month. So at the end of 2 laps then, it's Elise van der Elst who still leads. So 6:24 as they went through the finishing arch there. What was the actual split? We'll see, 5:58. So slow, just ever so slightly by 3 or 4 seconds. Charlotte Alexander leading that chasing group, the large chasing group, same with the paces. Van der Elst, though, this is a brilliant performance for now. She's on top of the pace, she's going with the pacer. This would be a real struggle for her if she didn't have the pacemaker. And in second place now after 2 laps, Sarah DeFord-Jackson finds herself in front. I said she was 18th here last year, running 16:01. She went on to run much quicker than that in May last year, running her personal best of 15:44. She ran 32:40 at the Trafford 10K at the start of this month, so she is in good form, and she looks really comfortable here in second place, wearing number 7 on her bib. Sarah DeFord-Jackson placing well ahead of the others, 4th, 5th and 6th, who are actually in 3rd, 4th and 5th. And that's Emily Parker, Esme Davies and Charlotte Dannat. Charlotte Dannat, of those 3, has the fastest personal best set back in November. Dannat is the tall figure wearing number 6 on a bib, out of shot now. So still with our leader, Van der Elst. Her personal best of 15:27, dating back to December 2024. So it's quick. How quick will it be at the end of this race? There's a look over the shoulder in the background. These pacers are doing a brilliant job of pushing on, and it's quick, and it definitely helps somebody like Van der Elst, who's here and certainly at this point looks set to win. It's just how quick will it be, and without the pacer it would be nowhere near as quick as this pace is. She was just under 3 minutes for that first kilometre we're seeing on the live results, and then just slightly outside that, 3:01 for that second kilometre. How quick will it be here? You can see the barriers on the right hand side, the banners are blowing in the wind. It makes it even more difficult when you've got that side wind. You just feel your heels are getting flicked into your other leg as you run along. But 9:26 after 3 laps. So 9:26 says that we are in a good place here, looking for something around 15:30, which would be ideal, and around the personal best of Elise Van der Elst. It's been given as a 3:02 for that last kilometre, so consistent for now. Van der Elst putting in a brilliant performance. She went to the World Championships last year, Van der Elst, over the 5,000 metres rather than her first love, really, the 1,500. She didn't quite make it out of the heats last year at those World Championships. Made it through to the repechage of the Olympic Games in the 1,500. Like Britain's Reve Walcott-Nolan, and now we're just starting to see a grimace on the face of Sarah DeFord-Jackson for the first time. She's doing a brilliant job to keep with the pacer. Elise Van der Elst pushing on this 4th lap. She knows there's less than a mile to go now. Just this big looping bend on this lap, and I'm just looking there to see that it's Charlotte Dannat who has moved up into 3rd place clear. She was 18th here last year. What an improvement it would be for her to finish in 3rd place. Remember, there's prizes up for grabs. £1,000 for the winner of this elite race. £400 to the 2nd placer and a course record, which is 14:59. Would receive another £1,000 in prize money. So off they go for the penultimate time down this finishing straight. Van der Elst being paced brilliantly here. How quick is this going to be? The pacer will drop out soon enough. She'll have to finish the job on her own. So 12:32, so it's slowed just a little bit. 3 minutes, 6 seconds for that. But it's quick. She's on for about 15 flat if she can keep this up. Danat there has moved into 2nd place. Wow, she's chased down Sarah DeFore-Jackson. The athlete wearing number 7 on her bib is starting to look in a bit of discomfort as we get to the business end of this race. Elise van der Elst, a look over her shoulder for the first time, maybe just starting to look slightly more legless than she was early on in this race. The pace is still good, that's the main thing. Keep going, stay smooth, stay controlled. The lure of the pacer in front of her, a brilliant carrot just to drag her along, battling the wind here, which is crashing in on their right shoulder. Dana well up into 2nd now, and Sarah DeFore-Jackson is starting to struggle, and maybe we'll see Emily Parker and Esme Davies chase her down. Those athletes, there's only 2 seconds between the 3 of them on personal bests, but it could be a huge personal best for Elise van der Elst. She's ran 15:27 at her best. That was in December 2024. And that stride length just beginning to shorten. The pop off the ground, not quite as crisp. Our pace is doing a brilliant job. Charlotte Dana has found another in front of her, and she could be on for a huge personal best. She only set hers back in November. Van der Elst will see the finish in front of her. It's not far to go. She'll see the Hocker Tunnel. Dana, a look on her watch for her. She knows this is going to be quick, but how quick will it be? How much has this pace slowed? It's definitely tightened up ever so slightly, and now Elise van der Elst into the final few metres on her own. It won't be a course record. It could well be a personal best. It's going to be very close for her. You can see this is starting to hurt. The stride shortening. She went out so hard. Elise van der Elst pulling away here in Leicester to take the Sports Shoes Podium elite women's race over 5 kilometres, 15:40 in some terrible wind. Charlotte Dana coming through to take 2nd place in 15:51 or thereabouts. She'll get £400 in prize money. And Molly Hudson, well, just like she did indoors at those UK Championships last month, finishing like a train inside 16 minutes for Molly Hudson. Well, brilliant work. And then just coming through there, Faye O'Hare ahead of Abby Brooke. These athletes all inside 16.5 minutes. Nora Gmer, there's Ella Fennelly, Stenhouse, Maddie Jordan-Lee, Charlotte Alexander there. Iris Courtney. Finish time from Elise van der Elst giving us 15:41. Charlotte Dana 15:51. Molly Hudson 15:56, a personal best for her. All that work indoors showing it does translate to the roads. Judged it perfectly, just looking at some of her splits, very consistent and finishing quickly, which is how you want to feel. You want to feel strong as you're coming across the line. So Elise van der Elst taking this Sports Shoes Podium Classic in collaboration with Hocker. 15:41, no course record. But for Charlotte Dana, an athlete that finished 16th last year, or so 18th last year rather, she's now jumped all the way up 16 places to finish in second place. Get on the podium at the Podium Classic, coming away with some prize money.
Athletes driving forwards to get through that line. Plenty of PBs today on display.
Well, our final runner coming across the line here will be just inside 18:15. It's Amy Nichols, well done to her. Our final finisher of the day, and what's still a brilliantly quick time here at the podium races, the Podium Classic. Tough race today for Sarah DeFore-Jackson. She put herself in a fantastic position, loved the commitment, committed hard, finished in 4th place in the end, inside 16 minutes. I think she'll still be pleased with that. Again, she was 18th here last year in 16:01. She ran quicker than she did last year, than what was slightly stiller conditions. But Elise van der Elst, the winner of our elite women's race here at the Leicester Cycle Circuit. Well, there's the results confirmed. They'll all be looked at in more detail. Chip times, official times, placings will be worked out officially, and they'll be published online at Race Timing Solutions. But Elise van der Elst, the Belgian athlete, 15:41, committed very hard, went with the pacer, dug deep, pushed on, and she takes the win and the £1,000 prize money. Charlotte Dana, brilliant from her to finish in second place, and Molly Hudson on her podium debut, finishing in 3rd place. Great to see. Well, that's it from today's Sports Shoes Podium Classic. 6 races, some fantastic running, close finishes, and a whole load of personal bests. Until next year, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Enjoy your afternoon. Bye-bye.